All right, guys. So here is my review on the gold short that I took today. All right. Now, obviously, gold is long. Okay, gold is long. One of the reasons why I don't like shorting gold is that reason, but also the spreads. The spreads piss me off because if I got my stop loss, above the wick. Like as in, if I was going long from here, I put my stop loss below the wick, and it can come to within like a pip or two within that stop loss, and even sometimes like 0.5 pips, and still move away from the stop loss. That's happened to me quite a few times. But when it's on a short, and you see the spreads, like with Think Capital, the spreads don't move. They're fixed, right? They're really nice and tight. But with FTMO, the spreads fluctuate a little bit. So sometimes you can be right at that stop loss, and it won't tap your stop loss, but it will still tap your stop loss by the spreads, just because they're manipulating the spreads basically. So that's why I don't like shorts. But nonetheless, this was a short after breaking all-time highs. All-time highs here. All-time highs were here, breaking all-time highs again. This morning, all-time highs were the Asian high. So we've broken out, come back down, retested, gone back up again. And then we got this kind of kerfuffle going on. Now, what is the first thing I say to you when we're looking for a trade? Okay, whatever direction it is in, whether it's long, whether it's short, whether it's whatever, it doesn't matter. So I'm on the 1 hour time frame right now, right? And what do you see? You got a high, higher high, higher high, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? So we're making high highs, high lows. And when we get to this point, we've got the reversal pins on the 1 hour time frame. So that's the first thing you need to identify, right? That you don't even need to go and drop any lower than that. All you're going to do is get an entry, right? So once you've got these reversals, you've then got, like, on the 30-minute time frame, you've got the 30-minute wick's gone to the low, right? So it's come down, bounced off. There's a 15-minute fair value gap here, which I'll show you in a second, right? So it's come up, it's come down, then it's moved back up again. Now, this candle is a bit of a bitch, right? Because it's come up, and it's almost come back in line. But on the 1 hour, okay, we've got a high, higher high, lower high. So this is a 1 hour candle. So it's just come back up to pull right back up to this all-time high. It hasn't broken the previous wick to the upside. So the trade is here, right? So in a trade, if you look at a 15-minute, right, we've actually got, obviously we've got the reversal here, but we've got this move down. So we've got that candle there, we've got this confirmation candle. So if we look at the confirmation candle, which is in the note, it's in the book, that confirmation candle, right? It closes below the body, closes below the wick. So we're now changing direction. But if you look very, very closely, we're also closing below this little level of structure here. So I was actually in the trade here, came back up, and we're very close, obviously, to come. I thought, well, here we go. I made a mess here. But then I noticed this candle here. This candle here closed with no wick to the upside, virtually. Now, when that happens, very similar to here, price starts to go down. So it's like almost it's got no more room to push into, right? So we've got no room to push into. What's the next likely destination? If we're starting to break structure, let's just delete these things again, right? So delete that. Now, we've got the break of structure here because the 30-minute wick to the low is gone. This is now a 1 hour candle, right? So the 1 hour candle, right, if we flip back, yeah, it's quite hard to read all this at the same time, but we've got a failure to break and make a new high. We're not making a new high. We've got now our reversals, okay? So we've got the reversal wicks. We've broken the low on the 1 hour. We've broken the low on the 30-minute time frame, okay? Here, and then here. Came all the way down. Just check this out, right? I couldn't even move to break even. This happened so quick, right? Come down, boom, straight back in the drawdown. So I don't know what that was. Well, actually, I do know what it was. It was this 15-minute fair value gap here, which is a right pain in the neck sometimes. When you're trading into them, they can be a pig, right? Because I'm actually trying to trade through this 15-minute fair value gap, but I've got a higher time frame breakdown. I'm looking at the 1 hour. I'm looking at it reverse. It's at all-time highs. It's struggling to go any higher. If it's not going any higher, and it can't close above this level here. What is it? 29.55, right? So 29.55 can't get above it. You can't get above it, right? So all you need to do, like I said, once you've got this higher time frame analysis, once you've got this idea, all you've got to do is find an entry, right? So we've got the entries. It's a bit messy, right? It is a bit messy on the 30-minute, and that's probably because it's a reversal as opposed to, you know, a continuation. It's reversing from this point, so they're always a little bit more tricky. So we've got the 30-minute. We are starting to break down. I think personally I should have waited and entered on this candle here, but that would have given me a little bit of a lower entry point, and I would have endured a little bit more drawdown. Nonetheless, the target initially, okay, after we've got the entry, the target was the daily, right? That was pretty much my target, but I was going to be a little bit more reserved and take my profit here because of this 1 hour fair value gap, right? But also there's a market gap here. Okay, if you look at it on CTrader, there's a market gap here. So I thought, well, price is going to target that gap, and that's what it did. Now, obviously, I've told you, the daily levels are like, they are for me the strongest levels you can trade off, right? And we've come down, we've liquidated it, we've closed above. This is the entry candle here to move back up. Okay, so potentially if you'd gotten in longs here, just look at the wicks. You've got the low wick liquidity grab. We've got higher, low, higher, low, higher, low, higher, low on the 30-minute time frame. So as long as those wicks keep forming to the upside, you know, there's no reason why it's not going to keep going all the way back up to the top here. Obviously the volume has come out of it now. There was news here, which we were already out of the trade by then. Now, I actually got stopped out somewhere around about here, which is a bit of a pain in the neck for me because I was looking at the trade. I was looking at the fair value gaps here. There's another 5-minute fair value gap here. Price just didn't want to break it. We come into pre-New York. I think it was there. Yeah, that's the one there, right? So this 5-minute fair value gap was holding. At that point, I was like, I'd held here, come back down, and I just closed the trade manually. I was right, okay, I'm done. Next candle, basically, boom, all the way down. So sometimes I think you need to just kind of trust your analysis. But market session change rule for me is one of the most important rules that you can have, because if you're gonna like take a trade, which, okay, Asia was long, London was long, pre-New York or 10:30, starting to selling off. This was the initial target. I got a decent R out of it. My stop loss, I think, was a bit tighter than this. It's just there for markings. My stop loss was just above here. So yeah, all in all, it was a decent trade. I come out of it with about 2 hours, but I had some issues yesterday afternoon, so I was just fixing what I'd done yesterday, and ultimately, had I held the trade all the way down to the daily, could have potentially been, because standard stop loss size around about 40 pips. Yeah, it would have been a nice 6 hour trade. So that's the trade, the breakdown. What I want to get, what I wanted to inform you and what I wanted to just talk about was these reversal wicks, right? Because once you've got these reversal wicks on the 1 hour, you could enter anywhere on this wick as long as it starts to pull back. That would have been probably quite a nice entry on the closure. Or if you're trading this on the 1 hour, let's just move that back again. Once this wick moves to the upside and you can clearly see that it hasn't broke the previous wick to the high, once this candle flips again, all right, so we've got higher high, high high, high high, lower high, lower low, lower high. What's the expectation on the next candle? Lower low. Okay, right. Hopefully there's some good information in there for you guys so that you can learn and level up your trading. But as always, I'm in the chat room all the time. If you've got any questions, got any charts, need any help with anything at all, just let me know.